Hello beautiful friends, welcome to another video. So we are doing something very fun today. We're going to be making my famous Scrambled Tofu Seasoning. I swear by this stuff, guys. This is, I'm sorry, but it's pretty genius. So we're going to be making Scrambled Tofu Seasoning, which means you no longer have to dig deep into your spice cabinet to take out 10 million spices to make scrambled tofu. Now you just have to take out this one jar and your life is now easier. You are welcome. Let's get started. First thing you'll need is an empty jar. This used to be my old scrambled tofu seasoning, so I'm just going to use the same one. No need to clean it. Whatever. So first ingredient, we're going to use lots of nutritional yeast. We're going to have half a cup of nutritional yeast. So just add that into the jar. This is a very simple recipe, guys. You just have to add things into a jar. Next thing is garlic powder, quarter cup of garlic powder. And then we're going to add quarter cup of onion powder. Then we are doing 2 tablespoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of turmeric, 1 tablespoon paprika, 1 tablespoon black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of salt. And now all you have to do is shake this up and now you have your scrambled tofu seasoning. How amazing is this? I ended up making 2 batches, so I ended up doubling the recipe, and that actually ended up being a little too much for the jar. So try to, keep in mind the size of the jar, okay? Because you need to leave some space so that it shakes properly. Otherwise, you'll have to take some of the spices out, which is what I had to do, and shake it properly, and it was very dramatic, okay? Try to skip the drama. Anyways, you can double, quadruple the recipe as long as your jar is big enough or you have multiple jars, okay? So that's it. Now I'm going to show you guys a really simple, very delicious scrambled tofu recipe. And yes, there are more hacks coming, people. And also what you can do with the scrambled tofu to make a different recipe, but also so delicious. Let's get started. Into a pan on medium-high heat, we are going to add some vegan butter. I'm using 1 tablespoon of vegan butter. I'm going to melt that up. You can use vegetable oil if you would like. I chose vegan butter because vegan butter already has a little bit of flavor and I like that flavor, so that's why. Then we're going to crumble up with our hands some medium-firm tofu. I'm using 100 grams of medium-firm tofu. And here's your next little hack to make your scrambled tofu taste a little bit better. We're adding in 1 tablespoon of vegan mayo. You don't have to do this, but it adds extra flavor and it also I feel like it makes the tofu a little bit more creamy. So it's quite nice, okay? If you have it, I would recommend adding it. And then we're gonna add in a quarter of a bell pepper, chopped. And we're just gonna mix that up. And what I like to do is I like to allow this to cook for a little bit by leaving it alone for at least a couple of minutes, allowing the water from the tofu to evaporate. Once that's pretty much cooked, then we can add in 1 tablespoon of that scrambled tofu seasoning. What I find is that for 100 grams of the medium firm tofu, about 1 tablespoon of the seasoning works. But of course, we all have different taste buds, my friends. Add more if you want, add less if you want, do whatever you want, okay? At the very end, I like to add in a large handful of spinach and just mix that until the spinach is pretty much cooked. And that's a great way to get in some extra veggies into your diet. And then we can plate it and you can dress it up however way you'd like. I usually like to have my scrambled tofu with a piece of toast. I like to top my scrambled tofu with some green onions and almost always ketchup. And that's pretty much how I enjoy it. So you can do whatever you want, guys, but you should try this next recipe using this exact scrambled tofu method. We're just going to use this to make a quesadilla, my friends. Quesadilla. Alright, so I've heated up a large pan, a large clean pan, and the heat is about medium-ish, okay? Of course, if you have like a panini press or whatever those things are, you can use those, okay? But not everyone is fancy like you. So, we're gonna add that scrambled tofu into half of that half of that tortilla, okay? And then I just kind of like let it sit for a little bit to let it toast. Okay, let it toast a little bit. And then of course you can add in whatever you'd like. I decided to add in some more vegan mayo, delicious. You can add in, I think like hummus would be really great on the other half, or vegan cheese if you have it, whatever you'd like. And then you can just flip it over whenever you think it's ready. Mine, I think I did a little bit too early, so I had to flip it a few times to get the desired brownness. You know, the brownness? There you go. There's my desired brownness. And then it's done. And then you can just cut it up, okay? Cut it up into thirds or whatever and plate it. And then of course you can serve this with a side of salsa. Delicious, fantastic, amazing. Okay, this is so good, guys. I ate this a little bit later, like a few hours later, and it was still delicious. Highly recommend. Anyway, that's it for my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you let me know what you thought in the comments below. And of course, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you try out this seasoning, if you try out any of my recipes, make sure you tag me on Instagram with your beautiful photos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!